Welcome to the Endo Belly Girl podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa Chavez. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner and restorative wellness practitioner on a mission to change the way that we support women with endometriosis. Endo is a full-body disease that impacts your mind, body, and spirit in countless ways that aren't often addressed the way that women truly deserve. We are here to talk about all of it. Please keep in mind that the content of this show has been created for educational purposes only and should never be used as a replacement for medical diagnosis or treatment. Hey, my friend, and welcome back to the Endo Belly Girl podcast. Have you ever felt like your stress levels are through the roof and your endo symptoms flare up worse than ever? Today, we'll talk about why that happens and how you can regain control. I'm Alyssa Chavez, your host and friendly neighborhood functional nutritionist. I'm an endo warrior myself and have gone from being in an immense amount of pain and exhausted all the time to actually feeling great in my body and thriving again, and I'm here to help you do the same. Today, we're going to take a step back from talking about all things nutrition and gut health and focus on one of those pieces that's so important but missing for so many people, which is nervous system support. Now, before you just hit pause on this and go on to do something else, I really invite you to take the time to listen into this episode. Maybe you'll learn something that you hadn't thought of before, that you hadn't looked at from that perspective before. I encourage you to go into this with an open mind so that you can get the most out of it possible. Now, really, nervous system support is a pretty broad topic, so we're going to really narrow that down to specifically talking about yoga and meditation today, because honestly, those have just been such a huge part of my life. They've been a huge part of my healing journey, and just something that I really love to share with people around me. I first discovered yoga and meditation when I was about age 18 and have been practicing ever since. In fact, I actually became certified to teach yoga when I was, about 21 years old, and have been actively teaching in some capacity ever since, as well as practicing regularly myself. In fact, I actually teach a live yoga class, oftentimes even combining yoga and meditation, every single month inside of the Endo Wellness Initiative, my monthly membership for Endo Warriors. If you're not already a member of the initiative, be sure to get in there. Enrollment will be open very soon. Stay tuned at the end of this episode for more information I will share on that. Now, yoga and meditation do have so many benefits for endo warriors, ranging from calming the nervous system and stress management to supporting digestion, inflammation, and so much more. This can be a wonderful go-to for any women who feel stuck in that cycle of pain and stress. First, let's go ahead and unpack some myths versus truth when it comes to stress as well as yoga and meditation. Myth number 1. Stress doesn't affect endometriosis symptoms. The truth, stress directly impacts inflammation and can exacerbate symptoms. We're going to unpack that a little bit more today. Myth number 2, yoga and meditation are only for the super flexible or super calm. The truth, these practices are accessible to everyone and there are no prerequisites. Truly, if you're working with any yoga or meditation instructor who really is worth their salt, they will meet you exactly where you are. There is no, you don't have to touch your toes before you come to yoga. You don't have to have a super calm mind before you meditate. That would be like saying you have to have a full belly before you eat your lunch today, right? That's why you do those practices. So if you feel like that may be something that's not super accessible for where you are right now, think again, because that may be exactly why you need those type of practices in your life. Myth number 3, you have to spend hours practicing yoga or meditating for it to work. The truth, even a few minutes daily can make a significant difference. So just to share a little bit, I definitely don't spend hours every day meditating. I spend a whole lot of time working with clients and doing all the life things, right? And so I don't have hours every day available to me to practice yoga and meditate. But what I do is I like to set aside about 5 minutes a day to meditate. I like to do it just first thing in the morning when I first get up before the day gets busy and crazy. And I have also, this is kind of more recent for me, I've been in the habit of going to yoga classes for a long time. I just feel like it's easier to practice in a class setting for myself, or sometimes doing videos and things online too. I've done live online versions. There's all kinds of different versions of doing yoga. However, this month, the yoga studio that I attend and also teach at is actually doing a little challenge where they're challenging everybody to complete sun salutes every day of the month, or do as many as you can throughout the month. I just made it my personal challenge to do them every day of the month of January. It's January as I'm recording this, and it's now about midway through the month, and I have still been keeping up with that every single day, and it's not a lot. If you don't know what a sun salutation is, don't worry. You could do a quick Google search if you're curious. It's just one of the kind of basic movements that we use in yoga. And I've been making it a personal challenge to myself to do at least 10 of those sun salutes every single day. And what a difference just that has made. It doesn't take a lot of time. Oftentimes I'm just doing that in the evening while I'm watching TV or something, and have really enjoyed that practice, as well as going to some yoga classes during the week. So just wanted to share that. Okay, we're going to talk all things yoga and meditation today, but before we do, let's take a look at why nervous system regulation really matters to begin with. So, your nervous system basically has two settings. There's the sympathetic nervous system, which basically is that fight or flight mode, and there is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the more calm and restful part of the nervous system. Now, it is very common for so many people to get kind of stuck in that sympathetic nervous system fight or flight response. Because let's be real, we end up needing that a lot throughout our days. Having endometriosis is stressful in and of itself, comes with a lot of symptoms, pain, kind of that unpredictability in our lives, and that alone can be really stressful, not even counting the day-to-day stressors of your relationships and your work and the traffic that you drove in today and all the other things that go on in our lives that can cause us to have a stress response. It can be more challenging to get into that parasympathetic nervous system state, which is that state that we need in order to calm things back down. Now, once upon a time, it was much more common for people to get in that fight or flight mode for short periods of time. There was an immediate stressor. There was, a mountain lion that was challenging the tribe or whatever, and you had to handle that and deal with that. But then it was over, it was done, and you could kind of settle back to normal. But nowadays, there's so much impacting our lives, impacting our stress, and so it can be difficult to come back into that parasympathetic nervous system state. And the thing is that we need that parasympathetic state in order to digest well, in order to for our bodies to really heal and tissues to be able to heal and come back to where they were. And so that's all something that we need. And so yoga and meditation are just tools that we can use in our tool belt to help bring you back into that parasympathetic nervous system state. Now, there is also a nerve that I think is important to know about. It's called your vagus nerve, and it's a nerve that starts in the back of your skull and then works its way down your body, basically crosses through all of your digestive organs. It's one of the major nerves in our bodies, and that nerve alone plays a huge part in our digestion and telling the digestive organs when to turn on and off, when it's safe to go ahead and digest food. And so if we're chronically in that fight or flight response, we don't really get to that, what I call the rest to digest phase, which we really need in order to digest effectively. So All things to think about. Now, chronic stress does have huge impacts on inflammation, on pain, and even pain perception, on gut health, as I was just talking about. Those are all key concerns for endo warriors, right? Stress has really wide-ranging impacts on our bodies, and it's super important to support our stress response and help ourselves to become more resilient in the face of stress. We're never going to just eliminate all the stressors from our lives, although we do want to do our best to kind of lower down the faucet on that as best we can. But we also want to have practices to help to bring ourselves back into that parasympathetic, calm state so that we can positively influence our bodies in that capacity as well. Yoga and meditation are both tools that can help to activate that parasympathetic nervous system state, which can also help to lower cortisol and just promote relaxation in our bodies. So, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of yoga. First of all, we'll come back to meditation in a second as well. So, of course, yoga first and foremost, at least generally in our Western society, is about movement. And movement is something that I feel like many people just don't get enough of these days. It can be challenging to get enough movement in your body, and maybe especially so when you're experiencing chronic pain. I mean, it's challenging to get movement in when you're in pain. But yoga, especially if you're doing, with yoga, just like anything, I think it's important to keep in mind how much your body is able to handle. Yoga can be very gentle. It can be more aggressive if you're going for like a hot yoga, power yoga kind of class, but that may not be what you need. There's a wide range of different types of yoga classes, so keep that in mind as far as what you're looking for. It might be a better place to start with something kind of slower and calmer, right? But when you are getting that movement in your body, it actually can be really helpful for pain relief, right? Gentle poses, certain types of movement can actually help to release pelvic tension. That movement can also help to improve your circulation, just movement in and of itself. We've all felt that, right? If you're outside in the wintertime and your hands get cold or just your body gets cold in general, what do? We move our bodies to get that circulation going so that we don't feel quite so cold. So it's the same idea when we're moving our bodies in yoga. As we are moving, we're improving the circulation in your body. We're bringing heat, we're bringing resources, we're bringing nutrients to everywhere in your body as we do that. That can also help to support your pelvic health. It can help to support your pain. It can even help to support your fertility. So all things to think about when it comes to circulation. And it also can help to support your digestion. Believe it or not, you actually need movement in order to digest well. It's not something that's quite as widely talked about. We tend to talk about how we need the digestive juices and enzymes and all the things like that, which is important also. But actually, your body also needs movement in order to digest well. So if you're moving your body more regularly, you're going to be helping your digestion, especially if you struggle with things like constipation or even bloating. A lot of that stuff can actually be supported simply by adding more movement into your life. Yoga can also help with emotional balance, right? It can help to, because it's supporting the nervous system, it can help to reduce anxiety and help bring a sense of calm into your body, which can be so very necessary when you're struggling with a chronic condition. And yoga can also help to support lymphatic flow. So lymph in your body, lymph has a whole circulatory system, kind of like your blood does, and it carries all of the immune cells through it. Right? And we know about our lymph nodes, like the ones on the underside of your jaw there that can get swollen when you're starting to come down with a cold or something like that. And that's part of that lymphatic system. But those lymph vessels are flowing all through your body, and that lymphatic fluid also needs movement in order to move effectively. And we've talked about many times on this podcast before how endometriosis is at its root an immune system dysfunction. And the lymphatic system is a huge part of the immune system. We haven't actually talked about that part a whole lot. And hey, maybe that will be an upcoming episode talking all about the lymphatic system and the importance of that. But one of the key things to know is just one of the most important parts when it comes to lymphatic flow and supporting that is movement. And again, yoga can be a great part of that. One reason that I like yoga as a form of movement in particular is just because it moves your body in different ways. Movement as simple as taking a little walk can have a lot of those positive effects on your body. But when you're doing yoga, you're moving your body in different ways. You're right side up, you're upside down, you're bending sideways, you're bending backwards or forwards, you're twisting. We're doing all these different things that move our bodies in different ways. And all the different ways that you move your body can support our bodies in different ways. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to go out there and take a power hardcore yoga class unless you just love that and that feels good on your body. But even doing just some basic yoga poses, yoga movement at home in your living room can be super beneficial. We'll chat in a little bit towards the end of this episode on some good ways to get started if you haven't really done yoga before. Hey there, Endo Warriors. If you've been feeling frustrated, exhausted, and stuck in the endless cycle of pain, bloating, and unpredictable symptoms, I've got something exciting just for you. Imagine waking up in the morning without dreading what your day will bring. No more guessing which foods will cause a flare-up or leave you feeling miserable. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it doesn't have to be, because I'm thrilled to announce the Endo Diet Reset Challenge. This 14-day challenge is all about helping you create a personalized anti-inflammatory diet that actually works for your body. Each day, I'll guide you with simple, actionable steps to uncover your food triggers, support your gut health, and build a plan to reduce pain and boost your energy. By the end of the challenge, you'll feel empowered and ready to take control of your health. No guesswork, no overwhelm, just real progress. It all starts on January 27th, and I don't want you to miss out. Head over to www.endobellygirl.com/reset, www.endobellygirl.com/reset, RESET, to sign up today. It's free, it's transformative, and it's exactly what you've been waiting for. Let's reset together and take the first step towards reclaiming your life from endo. I can't wait to see you there. But first, let's dive a little bit into the benefits of meditation for endometriosis. So there's really many benefits of meditation and yoga. There's probably no way I can really cover every bit of that within this podcast episode, but I wanted to give you guys kind of the key pieces to be aware of, at least to start. So when it comes to meditation, one of the big things is just helping to support your body's stress response, helping you to become more resilient and be able to cope with stress better, helping to bring more sense of calm and ease into your body. Meditation can help to calm inflammation. It can help to improve your mood. It can help to improve your sleep. It can even help to reduce pain. So many things. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot. Little short bursts of meditation can be plenty. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey with yoga and meditation along the way. Like I said, it's something I've been doing for a long time, pretty much half of my lifetime now that I've been practicing yoga and meditation. And it really is a huge part of my life. I don't like to go a week without taking a yoga class. I love I love moving my body. I also love the community at my local yoga studio. I love the way that I feel when I'm doing yoga and when I'm practicing meditation. And I have actually found that those practices really support my pain levels. I do find that I have less pain in general. I have less pain during my periods when I am practicing that on a regular basis. I do find that when I'm not moving my body as much, I've kind of gotten out of the habit, or I've had busy weeks and haven't gotten myself to do yoga or meditation as much, I definitely feel the difference. Those practices were also huge for me in my surgery recovery experience. I feel like it started out very, very gently for me. I mean, I really couldn't move a lot when I first had my surgery, but slowly but surely, as my body started to recover and kind of settle back down, starting to add in little bits of movement as I was able to, I feel like was super helpful in my surgery recovery. I also feel, and I think my husband would attest to this, that I am just nicer to be around and calmer when I am incorporating those practices into my life. It just, every time I finish a yoga practice, even if it was just 10 minutes in my living room in the evening, I always feel calmer. I feel like I've been able to kind of down-regulate my nervous system after a busy day. It just feels so soothing and wonderful to my soul. That's been my experience. I am so in love with yoga and meditation. In case you couldn't tell, I'm just recording a whole podcast episode about it right now, so no big deal. So, if you're listening to this and going, yeah, you know what? I think I would really like to start a yoga and meditation practice, I would love to help you get started. So I actually have, I do live yoga classes every single month inside of the Endo Wellness Initiative, my monthly membership for Endo Warriors. And normally those yoga classes and meditation classes are only available to members in the initiative. However, because I'm recording this episode, I wanted to offer you all an option to try out one of those classes. And I do also have a meditation practice I have recorded, and I've uploaded both of those to YouTube and am happy to share those with you. So if you're interested in those, if you want to try out the yoga class that I am happy to share is one I recorded recently that's all about supporting pelvic blood flow, so helping to improve blood flow through your pelvic region. I'm happy to share that with you, and as well as a meditation practice that I recorded. That can be a great place to kind of just get started, because you can do that on your own at home. Super easy. If you would like access to that, all you have to do is find me on Instagram at EndoBellyGirl. Send me a DM, say hi, and let me know you're interested in those videos, and I will just send them over to you. Now, if you're interested in doing that more on a regular basis, and you're interested in yoga and meditation practices that are specifically geared towards Endo warriors, be sure to join in the Endo Wellness Initiative. Doors will actually be opening up very soon if you're listening to this in real time on Friday, February 7th. If you're listening to this in the future, just head over to www.endobellygirl.com/join, JOIN, and you can join the waitlist there anytime if doors are not currently open. So check that out. Definitely hop into that membership, because you will get not only live yoga and meditation classes every single month, but you will also have full access to my vault of all of the past recordings. So you can kind of have an on-demand library of some nice, I tend to gear more towards gentler practices in general within the Endo Wellness Initiative, just because I know a lot of Endo warriors just need a little bit more of that down regulation of the nervous system, and I try to really tailor the classes towards Endo warriors, of course, because that's the whole point. So again, head over to www.endobellygirl.com/join, hop on that waitlist so that you can be the first to know when doors open to the Endo Wellness Initiative, and you can get access to those yoga and meditation classes on a regular basis. Now, you also, of course, can look into a great local yoga studio. I have a local yoga studio that I really love. That's my place where I practice. I love the community there. I love going in and taking classes. So you can certainly look in your local community as well, see what's around, try some things out, and just see what really resonates with you. As far as meditation, honestly, my best recommendation for meditation to start with is to start with guided meditations. If you haven't really meditated before and you don't know what you're doing, it can be challenging to just sit down and close your eyes and breathe for a few minutes. Now, part of the challenge with that is that's just the process of meditation, right? Is that you're noticing thoughts as they come up and then just letting them soften without kind of pulling on that thread more. So it's normal. If you feel like you're one of those monkey mind people and you just can't let your mind settle down, that's actually the whole point of meditation. You're so not alone in that. I still struggle with that every single time I meditate. But that's why we continue to meditate, so that we can continue to work on that practice of settling that down. Now, like I said, if you want one of my guided meditations, just send me a DM on Instagram at EndoBellyGirl, and I'm happy to share that. But just know there are also some wonderful meditation apps out there that are a great place to start. My personal favorite right now is called Insight Timer. It's a free app. Like anything, they do have a pro version where you can have more access and features, and I don't really know what all it entails. I use the free version. But there's tons of recorded meditations on there as short as 5 minutes long that are a wonderful place to start. The other one that I actually haven't used personally myself, but I hear wonderful things about, the Calm app. That's another one that you can look into. So definitely check those out. And just start, right? Just decide tomorrow morning, I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes and do a meditation, and then just start that habit. I actually really like personally the combination of yoga and meditation. This is often the way that I teach within the initiative, where I will do a short yoga practice, maybe about 35 minutes, and then we'll sit down and meditate for a few minutes, just because after you've moved your body, it can be easier to kind of settle down and find a calm space for a few minutes while you meditate. So if you really struggle with meditation, sometimes it can be helpful to add some movement beforehand, just as a little side note. All right, I really encourage you, my friend, to take the start of the new year here to do something different, support your nervous system, try something new. Just why not? What can it hurt, right? Don't be afraid. Just give it a whirl. And remember, reach out to me on Instagram at EndoBellyGirl. I'll send you a free yoga class and meditation that I have recorded. You can kind of check out a sample of what we do within the Endo Wellness Initiative. And hopefully I will see you as a member in there very soon so we can connect on a regular basis. All right, my friend, much love to you. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friend. If you loved what you heard, be sure to share with a friend and subscribe so that you can keep coming back for more. If you are ready to take the next step towards getting to the root cause of your endo symptoms like endobelly, pain, fatigue, and so much more, you need to download my free ultimate guide to building your own endometriosis diet. You can find the link in the show notes or at www.endobellygirl.com. Until next time, my friend.